If you're hearing this now, it's because something inside you is tired. But it's not a tiredness a nap can fix. It's a soul-deep exhaustion. From carrying questions for so long, from doing everything you can to be strong, to get it right, to handle it all, and yet still feeling a nameless emptiness. Perhaps you're like a traveler who's walked many roads, sought many answers, read countless books, made promises, tried to improve, tried to forget, but still feels a tight silence in your chest. And if I, Buddha, were standing before you now, I wouldn't give you a miracle, nor a map with all the answers. I would just look into your eyes and say with tenderness, you're still searching in the wrong place. You've turned your gaze outward to applause, love, success, stability, believing that out there lies your peace. But what you seek was never out there. Peace isn't a destination to reach. It's a home you return to when you stop trying to escape yourself. Let me tell you a story. Once there was a young prince. He had everything: riches, beauty, power, living in a palace, shielded from pain, suffering, disease. But one day, he left the walls and saw what he'd never seen before: a sick man, an old man, a dead body, and a monk. In that instant, his heart broke, because he understood something no one had told him. Everything they'd tried to protect him from was an inevitable part of life. They told him that pleasure would save him, that if he controlled everything, nothing could hurt him. But life doesn't keep those promises. So he did the unthinkable. He left it all behind: his title, his wealth, his family, not out of hate, but out of love for truth. He set out to discover what could never be taken away. And what he found, what I found, was freedom begins when you stop trying to run from discomfort and choose to be present with it. You run from sadness. You hide your anxiety. You avoid silence because it brings everything up. You fill your days with busyness, hoping activity will drown out your emotions. But let me ask you kindly, did it work? Has denying your pain ever truly healed it? If the answer's no, then perhaps, just perhaps, you are being called to walk a different path, a quieter path, a slower path, a path that doesn't ask you to do more, but to see yourself more. Let me tell you another story. A desperate man came to me. He carried the body of his only child in his arms. His voice trembled. His eyes lifeless. "Please," he begged, "bring my son back. They say you perform miracles." I looked at him with compassion and said, "Yes, but first, bring me a mustard seed from a household that has never known the pain of death." He left and knocked from door to door. Every home offered mustard seeds, but none of them was untouched by grief. They had all lost someone: a mother, a father, a child, a love. Slowly, as he walked on, something inside him began to shift. He came to understand that pain is not punishment. nor a curse. It is simply human. He returned to me without the seed, but with a lighter heart. And that, my friend, was the miracle. Do you want to heal? Then stop hiding your wounds. Do you want to be free? Then stop fighting what's in your heart. Pain isn't your enemy. Denial is. They teach you to be endlessly strong, to move on, to get over it. But true strength comes from truth. It comes from sitting in the ashes of your sorrow and breathing right there. From touching your sadness without shame. When the storm comes, don't run. Stay silent. When the past knocks, don't push it away. Listen. When the future scares you, don't race. Return to this breath. Because this breath is the only place where you will truly find peace. It won't be in the next achievement, nor in an ideal love, nor in the one day when everything gets better, but here, now. And if today you feel broken, remember this: nothing in nature blooms all year. Not the loveliest lotus springs forth clean. It grows out of the mud. Not the brightest sunrise comes without passing through the longest night. Your pain is not failure. It's proof you are alive. And to feel is sacred. So I won't ask you to fix yourself, because you're not broken. I won't tell you need to become better, because at your core, you're already whole. I only ask, can you stay with yourself just as you are for one more breath? That's all. Not for a year, nor a lifetime, just for this moment. Breathe with me now. In, out. You're still here. And while you're here, a path remains. Do you remember the last time you felt truly at peace? Maybe it was just a moment, in the simplicity of a sunset, the touch of someone dear, the silence between two breaths. Moments like these are not rare. We're just too quick to move past them. You learned to run, to demand of yourself, to do. But no one taught you to simply be, to inhabit yourself, to listen, to love yourself, even on days when nothing seems lovable. Let me ask, if you're not with yourself, who are you with? You abandoned yourself, trying to be everything for everyone, trying to prove your worth, not trying to disappoint. But what about you? When was the last time you gave yourself value without having to earn it? You see, the mind lies. It says you'll only be loved if you do more, if you have more, if you become better. But the truth is, you were born worthy. And nothing you do or don't do can ever change that. Let me tell you something they rarely explain clearly. Suffering is a messenger. It doesn't come to punish you. It comes to wake you up. It's like physical pain. You only feel it because something demands attention. Emotional pain is the same. It pokes you to show you've left yourself behind. You betrayed yourself for something. You forsook your truth to fit in. You silenced a piece of yourself to be accepted. And the cost is emptiness. But emptiness isn't the end. It's the fertile soil where your awareness can grow. You might think meditation, introspection, silence is running from reality. But it's actually the only way to face it without losing yourself. You don't need to become a monk, nor abandon your life. You only need to pause for a moment and listen. Because you've tried too hard, and that armor is already heavy. So